Hello, everybody. I'm Rob, and welcome back to yet another severe weather update as we look to have a very active weather pattern setting in for March, including this weekend where the Storm Prediction Center has issued two 15% risks for both Saturday and Sunday. I don't want to keep you guys waiting any longer, so let's go ahead and get right into the weather models. Currently, we are looking at the day 4 through 8 severe weather outlook that the Storm Prediction Center issues. Now, the reason we don't have any real defined severe weather parameters like we usually would for this far out, the Storm Prediction Center just issues general risks that there will be generally severe weather for this area. So this is day 4 of our week. This is Saturday, and then day 5 is farther south here in the Ozarks region, just west of the Mississippi River. Our first focus is going to be on the initial severe weather setup, which includes central Iowa down into north central Missouri. And as we move into Friday and into the early morning hours Saturday, you can see this low pressure system moving in right here. And this is going to rapidly move northeast. This is what's going to be causing our severe weather. You can see 40 to 50 knot lower level jet here with winds coming from the south-southwest. That creates veering with height or shear within our atmosphere. And that's what sparks up thunderstorms, may cause rotation, really gives us the chance of having some nasty weather. So we'll go ahead and look at one thing that is kind of a negative about this setup. Now, I know everybody likes to hype setups to the highest degree, but one of our negatives for this setup is our convective available potential energy, otherwise known as CAPE. So CAPE is the energy that's in the atmosphere for storms to fire, and storms really need a lot of energy to. If you watch storms going off in the distance, it looks like an explosion. There's a reason to that. It's that explosive energy in the atmosphere. Now, we do have near 500 CAPE in some areas, but those of you who are familiar with severe weather know that 500 CAPE and in maybe the 250s is not a lot of CAPE. That's going to definitely be a very limiting factor, and it looks like storms might struggle to get going, especially severe storms. There's a good chance we could get storms that do fire along this dry line. However, it's really in question if those storms can break the cap, establish a strong surface-based updraft, and then obviously produce severe weather thereafter. But another thing that we can look at that gives us a pretty good idea of what's going to happen, this is our EHI, so our Energy Helicity Index. So what this does is this takes our wind shear, right, the veering winds that we have within the atmosphere, and it also takes our CAPE. It takes our energy that's within the atmosphere too, and it kind of overlaps the two of them into one, just one parameter. So you can see 21Z Saturday, this is about noon out here in Iowa. We have almost no energy helicity. It's very lacking. But as we move into 0Z, so this is going into the later afternoon hours, our EHI does have quite a bit of a little spike, and this is basically exactly where the Storm Prediction Center has that risk, extending all the way from north central Iowa down to north central Missouri, and that includes places like Des Moines, Cedar Rapids, Ames. So there are some population centers encompassed within the potential for this severe weather. However, I do think if we take a sounding here, which beautiful way of taking soundings on the College of DuPage website, we can see that there's a very good chance if we look right here. So this is our temperature, our dew points, and then these are like our parcel temperatures. So in between the temperature and the parcel temperature, this is our CAPE, and it looks like there's a good chance this will be capped. Now, capping happens whenever you have your temperature, which kind of juts into your parcel temperature, which could cap the atmosphere and prevent storms from forming. Definitely a limiting factor. as well as the fact that our cape is only in the 300s, which is very minimal. There's limited energy for these supercells to go off. The one thing that is massive, though, is our directional shear. You can see there's pretty good directional shear along with pretty good speed shear. We've got 35 knots at the lowest levels and 53 knots in the mid levels of the atmosphere. So that's resulting in a lot of turning with height, a lot of twisting. So if there was more energy present on Saturday, we very easily could have a tornado threat with the strong turning with height. However, given the capping that we have here, the limited cape, I don't think the cape is going to be strong enough to break that cap. And if it is, I don't think we're going to have organized surface-based storms. That could change. This forecast is still 5 days out. Well, 4 days out at this point. But now we'll go ahead and focus on Sunday's severe weather threats. So this is Arkansas, Oklahoma. We can see a similar feature moving through right on Sunday. You get this lower pressure system that does move in. This is maybe not as strong or as organized of a system as what's going through Iowa. But you will see we do have some southwesterly backed winds here through Arkansas, northeast Texas, southeast Oklahoma. But you can see that's where our wind shear is greatest. We have some decent winds that are turning with height within that zone. And again, the one main issue is our cape, our energy. Now our energy is going to be better on this day than it was on Saturday. I mean, we have 600, 700, nearing 1,000 cape along the Mississippi River. Actually, this is probably right around the time storms would be really getting going at this point. We do have over 1,000, pretty much right along the river delta here. And that's going to add some more fuel for these storms, some more energy, so you can see maybe some more explosive development because you have that stronger energy. But you can see even with that stronger energy, more of the focus is down here because we're lacking a little bit of that turning, that veering wind, that wind shear here, and we have favorable wind shear here. So this is a scenario where we do have better parameters, but they're kind of separate from each other. So if we do manage to kind of get the timing of this event to mesh a little bit more, it could be more significant. There could be some more organized severe weather. But at this point, again, it does look like severe weather will probably struggle to do anything majorly significant. Don't believe any of the breaking news out there that this is going to be a tornado outbreak. I don't see any signs of a tornado outbreak here within, at least within the current models that we have. It looks very unlikely that we're going to see a tornado outbreak on either of these days. We'll go ahead and roll this back, and we'll take a sounding from right here, kind of right where the three states intersect. And there's a very good chance, yeah, you can see it's just a severe, very good turning with height in this hodograph. Remember, hodographs are looking top down at the storm, and a major problem is our parcels are being capped pretty much through the entire lower levels of the atmosphere. I think storms are going to very much struggle to get surface-based and have an organized rotating updraft to really develop much severe weather. Because you can see all of our cape is higher up in the atmosphere. That's a problem. That means severe weather is going to struggle to really get that explosive surface-based storm that's going to produce. So this does not look all that great for any real dangerous organized severe weather. So obviously I'll keep you guys updated if anything changes, but as of right now, things do not look like they are all that bad. We'll go ahead and check out as well. We're going to go ahead and look at the US as a whole, and we'll look at the 500 millibar wind speed. And this will give us an idea of the systems that are going to be coming down the line. You can see this is our system that's going to be spawning the Iowa severe risk. This is our system that will be spawning the southern severe risk. And there should be more systems coming downwind. And looks like a couple of them have fallen apart. So maybe not as many systems as we were seeing on the last few model runs. But it still looks like we will have a very active March as we're starting to get some of those warmer dew points out here in the Gulf. And you can see quite a few low pressure troughs are trying to drop off the coast of California here. So I know this was a little bit of a longer video. I did have quite a bit to explain. So thank you all for watching, especially if you're still here at this point. Really, if you enjoy getting severe and winter weather updates like this one, then be sure to subscribe. It's the best way that you can stay up to date on the weather models. I'm going to give you guys my honest take on things and try not to hype it up. If I honestly think there could be strong tornadoes, I'm going to be honest with that. However, with these two systems, strong tornadoes look like they're very much out of the picture, especially even a tornado outbreak looks very much out of the picture. Maybe a couple tornadoes max. Severe weather in general might struggle to perform. So thank you so much for watching, though. I appreciate each and every one of you. Stay safe out there, and peace out.